how do you schedule a self-retreat? What is a self-retreat? Should you have a self-retreat? This may sound really indulgent and crazy, but honestly, it really is so amazing. The first time someone told me they did this, I was like, what is wrong with you? But I actually now encourage women to do this once a year, or twice a year, or once a quarter. But especially if you're feeling overwhelmed and exhausted, it is so much healthier for you to have a self-retreat than it is to drink a bottle of wine or yell at your kids or overindulge eating wise because you are just trying to numb your anxiety. It's to sit with your thoughts by yourself away in a hotel for a night or 2 nights. Go to a hotel. It doesn't have to be far. It can be in the city where you live, and just escape all the craziness. And you know why? It's not just like escapism. This is not escapism. This is like deep self-reflection. I don't know about you, but I actually have to have time to process my thoughts and to ask myself, what is it I want for myself right now? What is it that I'm trying to achieve right now? Why am I doing XYZ if I'm actually trying to get to ABC? Like, what is the disconnect here? So often it's just busyness itself. And when we're overly busy and when we're overly exhausted, we make poor decisions, and it becomes easier to say yes to things than it does to say no and to take back our well-being. It just becomes a default to say yes. And so we find ourselves in life being completely worn out, exhausted, but not really having anything to produce or show for it. And the biggest thing is that we find ourselves living a life that does not reflect what we say our priorities are. So we may say, every month I want to have a date night with my partner, or I want to have a girls trip with my mom and my sisters or my best friends once a year, or I want to take a really great family vacation this year. And then we look at our calendar and it doesn't reflect any of those things that we want for ourselves. And then the years are just going by. And so what a self-retreat is, it's just 1 or 2 nights away at a hotel locally where you are not just watching television or numbing yourself or, escaping your life, but you're asking yourself the tough questions. And I will give you 3 to start out with. Number 1, what is it that you want to achieve this year? I'm not saying this has to be like writing a book. Maybe it's that girls' weekend trip. Maybe it's I want to be more present with my kids and less on my cell phone around them. Maybe it's I want to cut back my FTE, so I want to really work on my budget this year. Maybe it's I want to learn a new hobby or a new skill. If we think that our life is going to slow down so that we have these opportunities open up, that's not how it works. That is not how it works. And when you're tired and overwhelmed, you don't have time to ask yourself these questions at the end of the day. So that's why a self-retreat is so good. I did this, the last time I did this, I took the book by Michael Hyatt, The Vision Driven Leader, and I actually applied those business strategies to my life. Like, what is my purpose? What is my mission in life? What is my vision for my life? What are my priorities? What is it that I want to say that I'm achieving for myself in my life? How do I want to show up more for my kids and the people in my life that I love? So these are really, really great things that you can ask yourself. The third thing is, what am I doing that I need to stop doing? What do I need to move off my plate? What do I need to get rid of? What am I doing out of responsibility or to someone else that I just feel responsible to do, or I said that I would do this, or I've been doing this so long that other people can't imagine me not doing this that I need to quit? And then the last question is, what is it about myself that I am proud of? And this may sound really silly to do on a self-retreat, but so often we've come through things in our life, we go through things that we don't even take the time to reflect back and go, wow, I just came through this really difficult season and I did it with grace, and I didn't do it perfectly, but I mended this relationship, or I sent my son off to college, or I grieved this thing and I'm allowing myself to grieve. What is it about yourself that you're proud of? We don't ask ourselves that as women. So that's what a self-retreat is for me, and I would totally recommend that you do it. Are you loving this channel? If you are, please give me a like and a subscribe and tell other women about this, because I share these stories and I share this and I'm vulnerable on here because I want to help other women take back work-life control.